That's all. That's all. That's all.
Hello. Hello. Namaste, namaste everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye. I welcome you all to my channel, Dr. Mahesh speaking. Today we are into the third session of discussion about the first chapter of Charaka Sootrasthana, that is Deerganjeeviteeya Adhyaya. So those who have not attended previous sessions, you can watch the videos in the channel. They are there. And simultaneously, if you have any like questions and all, if you are getting in between, you can even like write in the comments. I'll be seeing them also, and if anything is there like to answer immediately, I can answer. So we will start with the next things. So for what we learned that Bharadwaja learned that three sutra Ayurveda from Devendra. Now how it is understood by Bharadwaja and how it is transferred to next Shishyas, means the Shishyas of Bharadwaja. So Anantaparam Triskandam Ayurvedam Mahamati Yatavad Achirat Sarvam Bhude Tanmanaha Muni Ten Ayuramitam Lebhe Bharadwaja Sukanvitam Rishibhyo Anadikam Tacha Shashamsavam Asheshayan. So what it is? So Anantaparam Triskandam Ayurvedam. So Anantaparam means we cannot like put the boundaries for the length, breadth, width and all of the Ayurveda. It is Anantapar, it's too vast. How it is? Three Skandam Ayurvedam, that is Three Sutra Ayurveda, that Hetu Linga Aushadha Jnana Ayurveda. That Ayurveda is too vast and it is understood by Mahamati. Mahamati means Bharadwaja had good buddhi, ati buddhi. He was highly intellectual. Yatavad means that Three Sutra Ayurveda, as we discussed, how Bhagwan, Lord Brahma gave it to Daksha Prajapati, Yatavat, Sampurna Ayurveda was transferred. Likewise, from Indra, Bharadwaja attained that Three Sutra Ayurveda in the form of Three Sutra Ayurveda. Chirat means Chira means long or late or long last. It takes more time. Achira means in short time. Okay, in short time he understood, he gained the entire knowledge of Ayurveda in the form of Three Sutra. Sarvam Bhubude Tanmana Muni. So that Muni means Bharadwaja Muni. Tanmanaha. Tanmanaha means he was so much devoted towards learning Ayurveda, and he learned that in short span of time. By learning that, what happened? Tena ayur amitam lebe. Tena ayur amitam lebe Bharadwaja sukhanvitam. So by learning Ayurveda, Bharadwaja got amita ayu. Amita ayu means Deergayu, and he became sukhi. His all the sufferings gone off. Then what happened? Rishibhyo anadikam tacha shashamshan asheshayan anavasheshayan. So the knowledge what he got, that anadikam tacha. Anadikam means he not added anything to that, the knowledge that he got from Indra, and he has not removed anything from that, and that he transferred to next rishis, to his shishyas. How? That Shashamsha means it is administration or Shasana. Here you can consider he administered that entire Ayurveda to his next generation Rishis. Anavasheshan. Anavasheshan means without leaving anything or without adding anything new to that from his side. Okay, this is what this quotation says. In the commentary, we get that avidyamana antaparo yasmat anantaparam. Avidyamana antapara means where we cannot understand the start and end. We cannot define that one. That is called as anantapara. Means it's too vast. Another meaning of anantapara is param utkrishta phalam. Para means utkrishta phalam, means something which gives great results. Good phala means outcome, results. Yasya ayurvedasya ayurvedasya anantaparaha. So as Ayurveda is going to give very good results, very good outcomes, so that is why anantaparam triskandam ayurvedam, it is said. Means triskanda ayurveda is going to give anantapara, that is param utkrishta phalam. It's going to give very good results. That is why it's called as anantaparam. Trayo hetvadeyaha, that is three skanda. Skanda rupa yasya sa triskandaha. Three skanda means we can consider pillars or sections or main, what you can call, it is said like skanda. Skandascha stula avayavaha. Stula avayava means major parts. Avayava is major parts, or pravibhago, major divisions of something. Skanda can be considered as pillar, or stula avayava are parts of that, or distribution of that, like vibhagaha means sections. There are three sections, that is hetu jnana, linga jnana and aushadha jnana of health of a healthy individual and cure of a deceased. Tatreva ayurveda grahane mano yasya sa tanmanaha, means tanmana means, as I told, devoted, dedicated. Tanmanaha means tasyeva tatreva ayurveda grahane manaha. Mana means his mind was completely devoted towards gaining or learning or seeking Ayurveda. So such type of mana is called as tanmanaha. Tanmanaha. We call usually in class and all, students give attention, isn't it? You should be attentive like that. That is called as tanmanaha. Yetena yasmad ayam mahamati tasman mahamatis tanmanaha munischa tena anantaparam api ayurvedam hetwadi skanda trayam alambanam krutva yatavat achiradeva pratipannavan ityashayah. So what it is going to tell, even though Ayurveda is vast, it is anantapara, still because of tanmana and mahamati, because of tanmanata as well as mahamati of Bharadwaja, he was able to understand that yathavat, as it is. He was able to gain that Ayurveda knowledge in the form of Triskanda or Trisutra in very short span of time. And then he transferred that to next Rishis. Achiraditi achirena, in very short time. Atra yatha brahma Trisutram bubude yatha cha indro hetulingaushada jnanam provacha tatayeva bharadvajo api Triskandam tam bubude. Iti anena ayurvedasya aviplutagamatvam upadarshayate. Means we were first session or second session, we saw that when we transfer something from one vessel to another vessel, there will be chances of loss will be there. But in Ayurveda, there is no such loss. Atra yatha brahma si Trisutram bubude. How the Trisutra Ayurveda was manifested in Lord Brahma, same was transferred to Indra also in the orderly, like Daksha Prajapati, from then Ashwini Kumara to Indra. So Indra also got that Hetulinga Ushad Tri Sutra Dhyana, that is Provacha. Tatayeva Bharadwajo api. Similarly, without any like loss or addition to the Tri Sutra Ayurveda, how it was dealt, how it was taught by Lord Brahma, same was acquired by Bharadwaja also. So by this, iti anena, what is said, by this, what is to be understood? Avipluta agamatvam upadarshayet, means there will be no, there is no vipluta, means shaking and falling something or missing something. Such missing has not happened while transferring the knowledge of Ayurveda to next generation. Tena Tri Sutram Tri Skandayor na Punaruktihi. So Tri Sutra is explained in previous quotation. Now they are telling Tri Skanda. The context is different, so that is why it is not to be treated as Punaruktihi, as it is said to be one of the what you can call dosha. That is one of the dosha of writing. It is in literature, it is said amitam iti amitam iti amitam eva amitam ati dheergatvat. Amita means there is no miti. Miti means end or limit. There is no limit. So such is called as amita. That is ati dheergatvat. Ayurveda is ati dheerga. Amita ayu, not it's pertaining to the ayu. Here it is. Tena ayur amitam lebhe. So Bharadwaja got dheergayu. Ayu shabdascha ayu karane rasayana jnane bodhavyam. See, here there is some understanding, some explanation. Now what is said? By understanding Ayurveda, it is said that Bharadwaja gained ayu. He became dheergayu. That means he understood Ayurveda, then he practiced, adopted rasayana, and then he gained. Whether he got the ayu vruddhi, dheergayu? No, it's not like that. That is what is the question here. Ayu shabdascha ayu karane rasayana jnane bodhavyam. See, dheergayu, how to increase the ayu karana. Like increasing ayu is explained in the context of rasayana. Yena uttarakalam hi rasayana upayogat Bharadwajo amitayur avapsati, means he studied Ayurveda, then he adopted rasayana, and then he got the ayurvriddhi. Is it like that? Na rushibhyaha ayurveda katanat purvam rasayanam acharati sma, means before explaining the Ayurveda to next generation rishis, he underwent rasayana therapy. Is it like that? That is the question. Kimva? No, it's not like that. How it is? But Sarva prani upakarartha adhita ayurveda janita dharma vashat tatkalam eva amitayur lebhe bharadwaja iti bodhavyam. So it is not because Bharadwaja understood Ayurveda and then he adopted rasayana. No, it's not because of that. It is because just for the sake of well-being of the Sarva Prani, all living beings, he studied Ayurveda. Because of that, his dharma, it is called as dharma vasha. He was righteous. He had good intention to serve the living beings. Because of that, tatkala eva, at that time only, he got dirgayu. That is to be understood. It should be understood like that. That means always serving the needy will be helpful for us. It helps us in many aspects, like Sukhayu and all. Here it is said, Ayu Dirgayu. Ayu became Dirga because Bharadwaja's intention was to serve the needy living beings. Anavasheshayanniti karsnena ityartha, means completely, without leaving anything. Okay, Shesha, Anavashesha, without leaving anything. Karsna means Sampurna Ayurveda, at a time it was given. Ayurvedam adityamanam eva Ayurvedam aditya anantaram evayam tam rushibhyo dattavan. So first he understood aditi means understanding or learning. So first Bharadwaja understood that, then tam eva, he only rushibhyo dattavan. Then he transferred that knowledge to next rishis. ऋषयश्च भरद्वाजा जगृहुस्त्वं प्रजाहितं दीर्घम आयुश्चिकीर्षन्तो वेदं वर्धनम आयुषः महर्षयस्ते ददर्शुर यतावत् ज्ञानचक्षुषा सामान्यं च विशेषं च गुणान् द्रव्याणि कर्म च समवायं च तज्ज्ञात्वा तंत्रोक्तं विधिम् आस्थिता लेभिरे परमं शर्म जीवितं चाप्यनित्वरम्. So ऋषयश्च भारद्वाजात् जगृहस्तं प्रजाहितं. So all those rishis, Jagruhu means gaining, attaining, seeking, learning, or taking. So all those took that knowledge of Ayurveda, which is for meant for the Prajahita, for the welfarement of living being from Bharadwaja. So how what it was? The science was intended for Deergayush Chikirshanti. So these Rishi Muni also wanted to have Deergayu because they wanted to attain Purusharthas. So that they too gained that Ayurveda, Vedam Vardhanam Ayushaha. So Dirgayu Chikirshanti means the people or the Maharshis who were willing to have Dirgayu, they learned that Veda which is Ayu Vardhana, means which increases Ayu, which is nothing but Ayurveda. So while learning, Maharshyaste Dadarshur Yathavad Jnana Chakshusha. So these Maharshis, by their Jnana Chakshu, they understood Ayurveda and the essence of Ayurveda, what is there in Ayurveda, what we have to learn in Ayurveda, and then they adopted that. What they learned by their Jnana Chakshu? Samanyam cha Vishesham cha Gunan Dravyani Karma cha Samavayam cha Tadnyatva. So they understood Ayurveda is there in the principles of Samanya, Vishesha, in Guna, Dravya, Karma, and Samvaya. Tadnyatva Tantroktam Vidim Astita. So by understanding that, whatever the Ayurveda Shastra is explaining, they adopted that. They adopted those principles. By that, Lebire Parama Sharma. So they attained, they got the labha of Parama Sharma. Sharma means healthy life, or Sukha means happiness. They got utmost happiness or good health by the application of that. And Jeevitam cha api anitwaram. So their ayu also become nitya, means nitya cannot be considered, but it can be considered as long. Their ayu also increased by adopting the principles of Ayurveda in their life. So what commentary says? Jnanartham jnana rupam va chakshur jnana chakshu, means the jnana chakshu means something which the mind of these munis, because as we in last session we saw that jnana chakshu is by, they gain it by doing sadhana, by that tapasya and all, they gain it. So by their jnana chakshu they understood. So that the mindset for the sake of gaining knowledge is called as jnana chakshu, jnanartha chakshu. Grahitena tena ayurvedena kim dudrshu iti. So after gaining that Ayurveda, what they saw, what they understood, by their jnana chakshu, what they saw, that is samanyam cha ityadi. So this here samanyam cha vishesham cha, so they understood this. Yesham cha uttaratra lakshanam shannam padarthanam vishwarupanam bhavishyati. So these 6 padarthas, Shat padarthas, Vishwarupa, unka pura, means their complete explanation and their meaning, everything will be explained in future, means in the next following sessions we will be writing that, means in this book we will be explaining that, like that Chakrapani says. Teneva tatreva Tena etat tatreva vyakaraniyam. Tena means that is why etat, these shat padarthas tatreva vyakaraniyam. There only they are to be understood. Here only the names are given, their details are not explained here. Taditi. Taditi means tat jnatva. Tat here is tat. So that tat means samanyadi, these shat padarthas. Tantroktam vidim iti here. Jnatva tantroktam vidim astita. They adopted tantrokta vidhi. What is that tantrokta vidhi? Apatya parihara patyopa dana rupam. So avoiding apatya and adopting patya. That is what they understood. So that is why they understood as the vidhi for well-being. Sharma, sukha, that is happiness or healthy body, well-being. Paramiti, dukkha anakrantam. Param sukha means, sukha is happiness. Param sukha means devoid of any dukkha. Not only happiness. We commonly say, no, there will be some happy moments, there will be some sorrow moments. But here parama sukha means, paramam sharma means devoid of miseries, devoid of dukkha. That is called as parama sukha. Anitwaramiti agaratvam means their ayu became dhirga. नेक्स्ट अथ मैत्री अथ मैत्रीपरः पुण्यम आयुर्वेदम पुनर्वसु शिष्येभ्यो दत्तवान् षड्भ्यः सर्वभूतानुकंपया अग्निवेशश्च बेलश्च और बेलश्च जतुकर्ण पराशरः हारितः क्षारपाणिश्च जगृहुस्तन् मुनेर्वचः. So from Bharadwaja Punarvasu Atreya, that is, he got the knowledge of Ayurveda from Bharadwaja, and there further he got that knowledge. So from Bharadwaja, Punarvasu Atreya got that knowledge. How is this Ayurveda? It is Punya. Punya means which is what you can call always thinking of well-being of living beings. It is not having anything that is going to harm any living beings. So that is why it is called as Punya. Shrestha Ayurveda. Maitri Paraha, it is very affectionate to everyone. Affectionate to everyone. There is no discrimination. Maitri Paraha. Punarus, he got this one. Then after taking that knowledge, he gave that knowledge to Shishyubhyo Dhattavan Shadbhyaha Sarvabhutanu Kampaya. Like Punarvasu Atreya knows that one, he learnt and he stays at one place. He cannot treat everyone. He cannot, treat everyone, or he cannot give principles of Ayurveda for well-being of everyone by sitting at one place. He has to transfer it. He has to distribute it over, entire maybe Bharatakanda. So in India or Bharata Desha at that time we can consider. So that is why what he did, he taught that Ayurveda to 6 of his Shishyas. Shishyebhyo Shadbhya Dattavan Sarva Bhutanu Kampaya, with the intention of sympathy towards all the living beings. He learned, he not kept it for himself. He wanted it to help. That was the purpose of Bharadwaja gaining Ayurveda. So for the welfarement of each and every living being, he transferred that Ayurveda to next 6 Shishyas. Who were there? Agniveshascha Vedascha Jatukarnaha Parasharaha Haritah Ksharapanischcha Jagruhastan Munervachaha. So these 6 Shishyas attained or gained, Jagruh means I told, it is gaining or taking, took or gained this complete knowledge of Ayurveda from Punarvasu Atreya. Vachaha, Munervachaha means by learning or from the words of Punarvasu Atreya. Atha ityadina Bharadwaja Sishyasya Atreyasya Punarvasu Paranamno Agniveshadi Gurutam Darshayati. So Atreya said Punarvasu is another name of Atreya only. So that is why Punarvasu Atreya it is. Punarvasu is not other person. He is Atreya, who Punarvasu Atreya, who is Shishya of Bharadwaja. Because Agnivesha, these all are Agnivesha, Bela, Jatukana, these all were the Shishyas of Punarvasu Atreya. Atra Kechid. Here some people consider Bharadwaja and Atreya as one. Punarvasu Atreya and Bharadwaja as one. But that is not true. It is said here. Atra Kechid Bharadwaja Atreya Ekyam Mannente. So Atreya and Bharadwaja, some people say both are same. Tanna, that is not. Because Bharadwaja Sabnyaya Atreyasya Kochidapi Tantra Pradeshe Akirtanat. So in Tantra, entire Shastra of Ayurveda, nowhere it is said that Bharadwaja Saudhnya, that name of Bharadwaja and Atreya both are same. They are not explained as same. So that is why Bharadwaja was different, Atreya was different. Maitri Paro means Maitri Pradhanaha. Maitri means affectionate. It is the science of Ayurveda is highly affectionate towards living beings. So that is why many times I tell my students that if you want to understand Ayurveda, you should love Ayurveda. Unless until you love Ayurveda, you will not understand Ayurveda exactly. So that affection, we should have that strong affectionate bondage with our science. Then only we will be able to understand what Ayurveda is. Okay, so what is said? Maitri means, what is Maitri? Maitri cha sarva pranishu atmaniva buddhihi. Maitri cha sarva pranishu atmaniva buddhihi means treating all the living beings as self. Treating how I treat myself, likewise I should be treating each and every living being. So that is called as Maitri. So Ayurveda do not make any discrimination. It treats everyone equally. So that is what is the Maitri Paro means. So next what happened? So Bharadwaja gave that knowledge to Atreya, Punarvasu Atreya. Punarvasu Atreya taught that to 6 Shishyas, that is Agnivesha, Veda, Jatukarna, Parashara, and Harita and Sharpan. Now, these students had, here, first line is very important, very nice. We'll read it and I'll come back. Buddher Visheshas Tatra Statra Sin Tatrasin Nopadeshantaram Muni Tantrasya Karta Pratamam Agnivesho Yato Abhavat Ata Bela Ata Beladayas Chakruhu Swam Swam Tantram Kritanicha Shravayam आसुर आत्रेयम महर्षि संगः सुमेधसः श्रुत्वा सूत्रणम अर्थानां ऋषयः पुण्यकर्माणां यथावत् सूत्रितम् इति प्रहृष्टास्ते अनुमेनिरे सर्व एवां स्तु वंस्तांश्च सर्वभूतहितैषिणः साधुभूतेषु अनुक्रोश इत्युच्चैर्ब्रुवन् समम्. We'll understand, we'll see next lines later. Buddher Visheshas Tatrasin Nopadeshantaram Mune means there was no difference of buddhi, means there was no different understanding of Ayurveda between Bharadwaja and Punarvasu Atreya. They had same understanding. But the problem was the 6 disciples, Sishyas of Punarvasu Atreya had Vishesha Buddhi. They had their own specific like intelligence. So that is why their samhitas varied from each other. They were not same. See, here it is started. That changing of approach or changing of understanding started from there only. So that is why Tantrasya Karta Pratamam Agnivesho Yato Abhavat. That is why among all 6, Agnivesha was considered as Sreshta. Agnivesha was considered as Sreshta and his work was highlighted as Charaka Samhita as we get now. Okay, so that the knowledge of Agnivesha of Ayurveda was very like comparatively better. It was the most like what you can call complete compared to others. So that is why Agnivesha Tantra is more popular, because these 6 Shishyas or disciples of Punarvasu Atreya had Vishesha Buddhi. Their understanding was different from each other. So after that what happened? Ata Beladaya Chakruhu Swam Swam Tantram Kritanicha. So Agnivesha, Veda, Jatukarna, Parashara, Harita, they all prepared their own samhitas, their own tantras, like Agnivesha Tantra, Bela Tantra, Harita Tantra, like that, samhitas, what we call now samhita, they called as Tantra, Swam Swam, their own texts they wrote. After that, it is, when work is done, like what we do, PGs commonly do, after completing their thesis work, they go for pre-thesis presentation. Means what they have done, they are going to present in front of research committee or learned people to get more inputs, to make whether their work is good or not, to understand that one they present. So likewise, what Atreya did, Shravayam Asur Atreya, Asura, it's not Asura, it is Asu, with the wish, intention of listening what his Sishyas have done. Rishi Sangam Sumedasaha, in front of a huge gathering of Sumedasaha, intelligent rishis, maharshis, they called a gathering. In front of that, these 6 students were asked to present their work. Like as I told, pre-thesis submission and all presentations we do. Shrutva, they all presented, they all explained their own tantras. Then Shrutva Sutranam Arthanam Rishayah Punya Karmanam. So after hearing the sutras, their understanding their intentions, their meanings, which were mainly focused for Punya Karma, means for the welfarement of living beings. Yatavat Sutritam iti prahrushto prahrushtaste anumenir. So as they all explained their samhitas, they understood it yathavat, as it is written by them, as it is explained by them. Prahrushto, they all become very happy about that, and anuminer. Anuminere means they all did anumodana, means they all approved all the 6 works. They all approved those works which were done for the welfarement of living being, which was Sarvam Evastvam Stamscha Sarvabhuta Hitaishinaha. So all these works were done for the welfarement of the living beings. So By this, what they did, sadhu bhuteshu anukrosha ityuchair bruvan samam. Sadhu means very good. Like it is what you can call praising their works. They all praised the work which was done for the bhuteshu anukrosha with the intention of sympathy towards all the living beings, for the welfarement of all the living beings. Uchair bruvan samam, all together at a time. Samam means all together. Uchair bruvan sadhu means in loud they all said sadhu. Sadhu means good, very good, or like praising some work like that. Tam punyam शुश् तं पुण्यं शुश्रूः शब्दं दिवि देवर्षय स्थिता समा सामरा परमऋषि श्रुत्वा मुमुदिरे परमम् अहो साध्विति निर्घोषो लोकान् स्त्रीन् अन्ववादयन् नभसि स्निग्धगम्भीरो हर्षात् भूतैरुदीरितः शिवो वायुर्ववो सर्वा भाभिर्उन्मीलिता दिशः. See what happened here? Tam punyam shushruvu shabdam divi devarshaya stitaha. The gods, goddesses, devarshis and all who were sitting in the Devaloka, they all heard this punya shabda. Shushruvu means they all heard this punya shabda of sadhu, that you have done very good work for the welfarement of living beings. They all heard the Divi Devarshaya, Devalokastita, all Devarishis, Devagana and all, they heard it. So Paramarishi Samaraha Paramarishi Shutva Mumudire Paramam. So all this praising of the work they all heard, and Aho Sadviti Nirgosho Lokam Strin Anvavan Vadayet. So they too in their own, they too said that whatever work you have done is accepted. They too did anumodana. They also agreed for that great work, and because of that, Nabasi Snigdha Gambhiro Harshad Bhutai Rudiritaha. So Nabasi means in the what you can call sky. Snigdha Bhuta Gambhiro. Snigdha Gambhiro means very Gambhira means very nice. Snigdha means very pleasant sounds were produced. Then Shivo Vayur Vavau. Shivo, very good, soothing or melodious sounds were produced by Vayu. Sarvabhir Unmilita Disha. All the directions, all the dishas were filled with that Sugandha Gambhira air, and the Shiva means Kalyanakara, good sounds in praise towards the work of these Maharshis. Nipetuhu Sajalaszchaiva Divya Kusuma Vrushtayah. Not only that, the gods and goddesses started to, bring suja, means what you can call a drizzle kind of rain, very, what you can call pleasing, drizzling kind of rain, along with Kusuma Vrushtayah, Pushpa Vrushti, the rain of flowers was created by the gods and the goddesses. Tata Agnivesha Pramukan Vivishur Jnana Devata. So then, by seeing the great work of these 6 disciples of Punarvasu Atreya, the Jnana Devatas, the Devatas of Buddhi, Siddhi, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kirti, Kshama, Dhaya, these all entered into the what you can call minds of these Maharshis who wrote those 6 Samhitas or 6 Tantras. But he said, Tata Agnivesha Pramukan, Agnivesha, Veda, Jatukarna, Vivishur Jnana Devata. Vivishur Jnana Devata means in them they started residing Jnana Devatas. Which were those Devatas? Jnana Devata means the god of Buddhi, the god of Siddhi, the god of Smriti, the god of Medha, god of Dhriti, Kirti, Kshama, Dhaya. All these, the gods and goddesses, we can consider that they blessed these 6 disciples of Punarvasu Atreya with these qualities: Buddhi, Siddhi, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kirti, Kshamadayaha. Tani chanu matan yesham tantrani paramarshibihi. So by doing that, they too accepted the works of these 6 disciples of Punarasu Atreya. Bhavaya Bhuta Sanganam Pratishtam Bhuvi Lebhire. Means this entire work is dedicated. They understood that this entire work is dedicated for the welfarement of Bhuta Sangha. Bhuta Sangha means all the living beings. So that is why it is needed on the Bhuvi. That is why they all praised and blessed those 6 disciples of Punarasu Atreya after listening to their works. Aho iti sadviti prasamsayam means it is good. Aho sadhu means something is good, like that we are claiming or praising, that is called as aho sadviti. Snigdha iti anutkatatvena alhadakatve cha. Snigdha Gambhira was there. What is that? It was the air. Now, Anutkata. Utkata means very strong breeze or strong air. Anutkata, simultaneously, Ahladakara, which gives pleasure to us. That type of sound and air. Shivo Vayur Vava. Vava means sound, the Shabda. Vava Ityadina. Shubhalakshanena Prakrita Tantrakaranasya Devairapi Artho Devairapi Arthato Anumatatvam Upadarshayate means by showing why these the changes in the environment are explained. They are explained because these works by these 6 disciples are accepted even by the gods and goddesses. Jnana Devata iti Jnanabhimaninyo Deva Devata means the gods and goddesses which represent various qualities of an intelligent or Rishi, Buddhijeevi, such people are considered Jnana Devata, that is Buddhi Devata, Siddhi Devata, like that. Or they all gods and goddesses blessed these disciples with those characters or the qualities. Tena Grantakaranat Purvam Agniveshadinam Buddhyadayo Vyavastitaha. That means here it is not like before they created or before they drafted or before they brought out their works, at that time also Buddhyadayo Vyavastitaha, in them these all were present. It doesn't mean that they didn't have that. Tantra Karanottara Kalam Tvad Adarena Buddhyadi Devata Anupravesha iti. So after Tantra Karana means after they created, after they presented their work, they these gods and goddesses adarena, with love, with what you can call affection, they all entered into their mind. Siddhi sadhya sadhana jnanam. Siddhi means Siddhi, this is very important. Siddhi means sadhya sadhana jnanam. Asadhya sadhana jnanam. It's not something that Siddhi means succeeding in something which is asadhya, accomplishing something which is not possible. It's not like that. Sadhya sadhana, which is sadhya, accepting what is sadhya, accomplishing that sadhya, what is needed, that is called as Siddhi. Kirti here it is not yasha or what you can call the popularity and all. Here Kirti means Kirtanam Vaktum Jnanam Ityartaha means it is the sputatva of explaining. It's not Kirti means yasha or what you can call that somebody's popularity and all. It is here Vaktum Jnanam. The person became more patu. Patu means good in speaking. So they had the knowledge. After Kirti, they were able to present it in a much better way. Na tu Kirti Yasho Rupaha. Here it's not Yasho Rupa. Tasya Adhyana Rupatvat. Even Yasha can come even in with Adhyana also. For Yasha there is no need of Jnana Devata. Jnana Devascha Uchchante. Iha Uchchante means Jnana Devata is Uchchante means here Kirti means Kirtana. Expert, they became expert even in elaborating, narrating, orating. Bhavaya Stitaye, the living beings. Roganubhata Jivitaye iti yavat. So for the living beings, something which is going to overcome or cure the illnesses, that is Ayurveda. Pratishta Janopadeyataya Avastana means the people, it is needed for the living beings. Janapada means it is needed for the living beings. So that is why it was drafted. That is Pratishta. So next is how this Ayurveda is now. Ayurveda is understood. Then what is Ayurveda? Samprati Ayurveda Utpattim Kurvan Ayurveda Abhideyam Darshanati. Means now this quotation, after explaining how Ayurveda was origined, how it was brought to earth, now I will be explaining what is actually Ayurveda is to be understood, how Ayurveda is to be understood, what it is. That I am explaining. It's like that. Hitahitam Sukam Dukkam Ayustasya Hitahitam Manam cha taccha yatroktam Ayurvedaha sauchyate. So what it is? Hitahitam Sukam Dukkam Ayustasya Hitahitam Manam cha taccha yatroktam Ayurveda sauchyate. Ayurveda is that where hitayu sukayu, hitayu ahitayu, sukayu asukayu, and hita and ahita for sukayu and dukkayu is explained, and where the mana, that is measurements, understanding of ayu is explained, tacha yatroktam, where all these are explained, that is called as Ayurveda. Here, hitayu, ahitayu. Hitayu means it's not about personal well-being, it is well-being with the outside. We can call like how we behave with others, that is hitayu. Are we sympathetic with others? If we are caring for others, if we are working for the welfarement of others, if we are serving others, then that is called as hitayu. Ahitayu means if we are harming others, if we are punishing somebody, if we are giving pain to others, then that is called as ahitayu. Sukayu means internal. This is self. This is for the self. I am being happy and healthy. That is sukayu. Dukkayu means suffering. The person will be suffering from some illnesses or something else. That is dukkayu. Now hita hitam. So hita for sukayu, ahita for sukayu. Hita for dukkayu, ahita for dukkayu. Means patya, chikitsa, whatever the principles we have to adapt to have sukayu. What we have to avoid to overcome dukkayu or not to get affected by dukkayu, that where it is explained, that is called as Ayurveda. And where the measurements, or where ayu, the definition of ayu, or elaborating ayu, or getting ayu vardhana, or such things are explained, that is called as Ayurveda. So it is that in commentary, Samprati Ayurveda Utpattim Kurvan. So explained how Ayurveda origin. Ayurveda Abhideyam Darshan. How Ayurveda is defined, that is. How, from where it starts? Hitahitam Ityadi. It starts from the shloka Hitahitam here. Hitam cha ahitam cha hitahitam. Hita ahita hitahitam. Tata sukayuktatvat sukam, dukkayuktatvat dukkayuktatvat dukkam. So well-being, if the person is healthy and happy, then that is sukayu. If the person is suffering with some diseases or some pains, then that is dukkayu. Tasya hitahitam iti ayushaha patya apatyam. So hita ayu, something which is hita for the ayu, that is patya, something that is ahita for ayu, that is apatya. That is explained in Ayurveda. Manam cha iti ayushaha eva. Mana means it is the ayu mana only. Tacha pramanam. What is the matra of ayu? How it is explained? It is explained in Charaka Samhita, that he takes the cross reference here. Tacha pramanam masika dvimasikatvadibhir vikriti lakshanair indriyasthane tata prakriti lakshanair idam ayushmatam kumaranam lakshanam bhavati ityadina sharire vaktavyam. So in Ayurveda, even the measurements, how long a person is going to live, how long a person, when the person can die, all those things are explained in Ayurveda, like masika, dvimasika, adi, by explaining Arishta Lakshanas, that after this the person dies and all, it is explained in Indriyasthana. Whereas in Sharirasthana, what are the signs of Dirgayu, how long this person can live, they are explained by saying that idam ayushmatam kumaranam lakshanam. These are the lakshanas of a person who, or the boy or baby which is going to live long. That type of lakshanas are explained in Sharirasthana. That is explained as mana of ayu. So this is, I think this will be the last. Sharirendriya Sattvatma Sanyogo Dhari Jeevitam Nityagascha Anubandhascha Paryaya Ayuru Uchyate. So what is Ayu? Many times when we ask what is the definition of Ayu, most of the students tell Sharirendriya Sattvatma Sanyogo Dhari Jeevitam Nityagascha Anubandhascha Paryaya Ayuru Uchyate. Completely they tell the quotation. Actually, the first line is definition of Ayu. Sharira, Indriya, Sattva, Atma Sanyoga. That is called as Ayu. Remaining dhari, jivita, nityaga, anubandha, these all are paryaya ayuruchyate. So the sanyoga of sharira, indriya, sattva with Atma is called as Ayu. And its synonyms are Dhari, Jivita, Nityaga, Anubandha and all. These all are the synonyms of Ayu. Shariram Panchamahabhuta Vikaratmaka Atmano Bhogayatanaha. So what is Sharira? Sharira is Panchamahabhuta Vikara. It is made up of Panchamahabhutas and it is the Bhoga Ayatana of Atma. It is means it is the residence of Atma where Atma is going to perform all the things, which is going to what you can call bhoga means enjoying, actually means who is going to um, feel or experience all the things that through the body. So this body is considered as the shelter for Atma. That is Panchamahabhutatmaka Sharira. Indriyani Chakshuradini. Indriya means the Jnanendriyas. Sattva means Manaha. Atma Jnana Pratisandata. That is Chetana, what you can consider Atma. Yesham Samyak Drishtya Yantrito Yogaha Sanyogaha. So Samyak Drishtya Yantrito means Prakrita Sanyoga of these things. Proper Sanyoga of Sharira Indriya Sattva with Atma is called as Sanyoga here. That is going to bring the Ayu, life. So that is why you might have seen that is sometimes Murcha is said to be Chetana Chuti. Chetana means Atma and Chuti. There is something wrong happened with the Atma, means it's not with the Atma, it is with the Sanyoga. The Sanyoga, union of Sharira, Indriya, Sattva with that of Atma is Ayu, life. So when there is something disturbance with the Sanyoga of these things, then Murcha, Brahma, all these are seen. So that we will, I think we will understand, like commonly I tell that what is the connector between these, like Sharira, Indriya, Sattva, and who is going to connect these with the Atma? This is purely my understanding. Just like what I say, the Para Oja. Para Oja is the bonding agent which bonds or which brings Atma and the Sharira, Indriya, Sattva together, which is going to bring that Sanyoga. Why? Because while studying Madhakari Dravyas, it is said that Madhakari Dravyas are going to affect Oja. So when Oja gets affected, there will be Brahma, Murcha, Thandra, all these things are seen. So whenever the Oja gets disturbed to little bit, so then there may be Brahma. When little bit more disturbance is there with the Oja, then there will be Murcha. When it is still more, then there will be Sannyasa. When that Oja is completely destroyed, then there will be Mrityu. Isn't it? So that connecting agent which brings this Sanyoga of Atma with Sharira, Indriya and Sattva can be considered, as per it's my personal opinion, as the Oja, Para-Oja. Yadyapi Sharira Grahaneneva, Indriyanyapi Labhyante. Here, Sharira, Indriya. So Sharira means even Indriyas also will come in that. But why they are separately said? Tatapi Pradhanyatani Punah Prutaguktani. But as Indriyas are very important, as they are very essential, so that is why they are separately explained. They are separately explained. Paryaya Ayuruchyate iti Paryaya Ekartha Abhidhayibihi Shabdaya Ruchyate. Paryaya means which give same meaning. All such words are called as Paryaya. Sharirendriya Sattvatma Sanyoga Janya Chaitanyan Nuruttir Yatokta Sanyoga Vabhicharitvena Vaktavyastena Vaktavyattvena अर्थे दशमामूलीये लक्षणत्वेन उक्ता शरीरादि संयोग रूपमेव तु आयुः. So परमार्थतः, so शरीर इंद्रिय सत्व आत्मा संयोग, that is chetana yukta. That is chetana yukta means that atma is chetanavan. This sanyoga is explained in Arthe Dashamamuli as ayu. So because of that sanyoga, it is called as ayu. Evam bhuta sanyoga abhave. If this type of sanyoga is not there, Maranam ayur aparama rupam bhavati. There is, if this sanyoga is not there, then that is called as marana ayur param arupam bhavati. So ayu will not be present at that time. Mruta shariretu chetaso abhavat ayu rupa sanyoga abhavaha. So as here ayu rupa, here what is said, maranam ayur para arupam. Arupam means ayu ka lakshan. Ayu lakshan will not be there in that. Why? Because mruta shariretu chetaso abhavat. As chetana will not be there, Ayu Rupa Sanyoga will be not seen, and that will be abhava will be there in that. Okay, that is what for today's discussion. Um, Hope the things were clear. And if you have any questions about today's session or previous sessions also, you can write them in the comment section. I will try to explain them in future coming sessions. And if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe, and also share my channel with all your friends and all those who are in need of this. And also please encourage others also to join and watch the videos. Thank you for watching the video. Take care, stay healthy, stay happy, happy studying. Thank you. See you in next video, next session on coming Thursday. Thank you.